Today, I'm featuring Sophia Lee, a multimedia artist whose work I discovered through Artspan. Her portfolio site shows how descriptions can really help your audience to connect with your work. Hey creatives! Welcome back to another 30-second scroll. I'm Jessica Gardner, language coach at Artglish, and I help artists and designers describe their work more confidently so they can feel seen and succeed faster. Today's featured portfolio is multimedia artist Sophia Lee. You can find her at sophialeeart.com. And I discovered her site when I was researching my Artspan workshop, and I was intrigued by her Seams of the Fog series. After reading the description, though, I had a greater appreciation of her work beyond the beauty of the surface. So that's what I'd like to share with you today. As a reminder, your portfolio always has two jobs to do, and the first one is to grab the reader's attention initially. So I've got my timer here. I'm going to set it for 30 seconds, and I want to see what you notice. Here we go. All right, so what stood out for you? Please leave a comment and let me know. The thing I really want to focus on with Sophia's site is how my connection to her work improves with just a short paragraph description at the bottom. So I'm going to choose 3 bodies of work to share with you to show you what I mean. This first one is called Remnant of Ashen Bloom. So I'm from Minnesota, lake country, and when I first saw these, I immediately thought of water, either like looking down at lakes from above, or ripples, or tidal pools, bubbles, something like that. But then I got down to the description and I was able to read the first paragraph. When shelter in place began in early 2020, I was hopeful because most human activity came to a halt, and I thought our planet was able to take a well-deserved break. Then the megafires came and swept through millions of acres of trees that have stood witness to centuries. I mourn not just their loss, but the loss of their experience. There's no way to count their rings in the ash. I can only paint an impression of their existence. And then she goes on to talk about biodiversity and the devastation of fire season in California. Since I've been living in California for about 20 years now, that perspective really changed the way I view this work. And so now I feel I can connect to it in a different and I think probably more meaningful way. The second series is Luminous Space. And when I first saw it, I immediately thought of Mark Rothko, but sort of with more different colors and more textures. And, those things certainly drew me in, but I didn't really have a real personal connection to it. But then I read what she had to say. These smaller paintings are my studies of the ever-shifting light and colors of the fog and water on the California coastline. In my attempt to become a zero-waste artist, I save and use the shredded remnants from In the Garden, another series, to create collages of colors and textures, exploring different mixtures of medium and pigments, then layering the result in acrylic paint or in caustics. So again, since I also live in the Bay Area, it was easy for me to look back and of course I can see that, ocean horizon line in these works. So that was a really cool revelation, and I definitely feel much more able to appreciate these now. And then the third series is Seams of the Fog. And as I said, this was the one that initially drew me to her portfolio. I just think I love encaustic work, and I just think these are really beautiful images, the textures and the colors. But then I read more. The fog covers and reveals to us glimpses of the city. Seeds, junk mail, plastic, foil packaging, and cosmetics remain buried underneath layers of beeswax and pigment, then etched away to reveal a hidden intent. The hazy uncertainty of the collage surface lives through the intentional, well-defined seams, to question the importance of what lies beneath our manicured environment and what becomes revealed. So again, this this description helped me to connect on a deeper level because I also live in the Bay Area, so I'm very familiar with the idea of glimpsing things through the fog. And also, you know, living in a major urban area, I see a lot of manicured environments. So all these things, in all three of these series, I felt like Sophia's descriptions, even though they're fairly short, really helped me to connect to her work in a deeper way. And that is job number 2 of your portfolio, to pull the reader in, or pull the viewer in, hopefully get them to read a bit more and connect with you so that they're wanting to take their relationship further. And now I find out that she has a lot of public art around the Bay Area through her Barking Owl studio, so I'm gonna go and check it out. Maybe you can too. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have, so if you're watching in YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're watching somewhere else, I'd love it if you'd leave a comment. I'd like to know what stood out for you, and I'm sure Sophia would too. Just please make your feedback kind and constructive. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have about portfolio writing or this video. You can reach me at jessica@arclish.com, or you can get on my mailing list for some free portfolio writing tips at arclish.com. Thanks again, Sophia Lee. You can check out her site at sophialeeart.com for more inspiration. You can read her other descriptions to see how you connect with her work, and all these links will be in the notes. Come back next week for another 30-second scroll.